Hey Gemini. I don't know why I always end up dancing in y'all's fucking energy, but it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023, darling. There is a patience that I did not expect. There is like a decorum that I have not expected from you. That I think that you're going to surprise yourself. Like I don't know if your standards have risen, if you are like maturing or something, or just finally growing the fuck up in some sort of way. But it just feels like grown. Excuse me. Grown. I like it. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Over there, we clarify every single card that comes out and dive deep. For free shit, check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. And be sure to check out the Leo season astrology video. That is going to have all the important astrological dates and of the transits and whatnot that you need to be paying attention to in Leo season. Let's get into it. Hydrate, light it if you got it, as I create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023, baby. Hydrate. This weekend in Utah, it's getting no, that's in Death Valley, but like it was. There's something, it feels like 119 or some shit like that. Like Death Valley's getting up to 100 degrees, like 135 or some shit like that. And all these people are like flocking to go like be in the hottest sun. And I just feel like with all these solar flares, the sun, the ruler of Leo, returning home, please hydrate. Please keep that motherfucking thing on you. And do what you can to really just take care of yourself. Alright, Gemini. I feel like saying like I'm proud of you. There's something like you're growing up. You're like tending to things. You're like being consistent maybe even. Mercury is your ruling planet. And Mercury is hanging out in Leo up until July 28th. And I do feel like your thoughts, your words, your personality is really colored by authenticity and understanding and heart-centered experiences. And like there is just something heartfelt. It just feels really, really heartfelt. And so take some time with me, Gemini. Your sign rules the lungs, so empty yours. Take a deep breath through your nose whenever you're ready and hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale out of your mouth. Empty those lungs all the way out. We welcome in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023. Maybe what I'm feeling is when Mercury goes into Virgo. Damn, Taurus got this too, Gemini, but the first card out, first thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne is your ability to take information and re-fucking set. As I said that, I saw 4:44 on the clock. So there is some sort of shift in your foundation, and that shift is based on new data, based on new information, based on big aha moments and truths, powerful conversations that are coming in. There is a new data set. There's a new crown that's to be adorned. Maybe some of you are thinking about changing your hair. That could be a thing. There could be this like, I look great with bangs. And it's just like, do you got a 5 head like me? Like, do you, like, not everybody can pull off bangs. Or not, there could just be, I want to change a crazy color. You know, there's just like, it's Leo season. And they're all about the mane and the tresses. And so I do feel like there just could be a desire to change your aesthetic. You know, Mercury is hanging out there, has been hanging out by Venus in Leo. Venus is retrograde there. So I do feel like there is this like growing distance between you and Virgo. I mean, between you and, well, maybe Virgo. There may be a growing like distance between you and people with Taurus or Libra placements or Leo placements. I just feel like the distance is drawing greater as you settle into or come up into or ascend into higher heights. Your ruling planet is returning home into Virgo, and Virgo is a sign of I analyze. And I just feel like the writing's on the wall, babe. The truth is out there. The trumpet of truth has sounded, and the divine is handing you the sword of truth. How are you going to wield that bitch? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Are you really going to cut the ties with the people that you need to cut ties with? Are you going to allow yourself to speak up for yourself? Are you going to, get out of this like combative, warlike situation and tend to your mental health and tend to like putting yourself first? Gemini, I just feel like by way of the divine, by way of the almighty, they're giving you new tools, and like you're being decorated is how this feels. Like you've earned your Purple Heart, or you've earned your badge of honor, or you've earned your crown. There's some sort of, you've earned this sword. You're wielding a new level of awareness. I feel like also some of you are being granted a higher access in the spirit realm. And so there's all of this new information, new data, new clarity that's coming in. And I just feel like in Leo season, you're really needing to make sure that you prioritize providing and perpetuating clarity in your life. You do not need to be investing in all these like foggy, uncertain, unsure, unstable, like situations or situationships or relationships. There may be somebody else outside of you with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that has a lot to say. But I also feel like there's some shit through the grapevine that comes in. I also feel like there's stuff speaking to you by way of dreams. There's dots being connected, light bulbs going off. The Ace of Swords card for me is like, hey, like you are getting an update. Just like the way your phone gets an update, you're getting an update, and it's time to uninstall that old programming, delete the old programming, delete the old settings, like data reset. So that this new information, this new knowing, this new connection to cosmic energy and to cosmic information can really like settle in. And I feel like this is gonna have you kind of squirrely for a minute. The Ace of Swords is like, hey, do you have the room to receive this new information? Are you strong enough to wield this sword? This ain't the page, the knight, nor the king are wielding this sword. Justice is the only card that's wielding this card. That's wielding this sword. This is the sword of truth. The metal, this shit ain't, it hits different. It slices different. It's heavier, but it's lighter. It's more aerodynamic. There's this like, a shift in density, and I feel like you've got to to keep up with this metaphor, it's like you've got to build up your proverbial upper body strength, like your emotional upper body strength, your mental, your physical, intellectual upper body strength. There's something about beefing things up. There could be new opportunities to get new technology, to like get new jobs. There also could be like learning a new language, getting to practice that language, getting really more masterful in something that you've been studying. The cards aren't wanting to talk. Maybe the reading is just the Ace of Swords. Hey, you get this data reset. And I just feel like, nice. Okay, what this is for some of you, this Ace of Swords comes out, this truth comes out, or you express yourself, and then there's like radio silence for a while. It's like you, I just feel like this puts you in a position where you just say less and you observe more. You really are keeping to yourself. You're really paying attention in a way that you weren't paying attention before. Damn, that Nine of Wands did come out. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Pisces placements. Specifically, someone with Sagittarius or Pisces placements. They may have a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, or something like that. But they're struggling with recovery or addiction, or recovering from some sort of an upsetting situation. And I just feel like you're in a point where the writing is on the wall. The divine has like, hey, here's your motherfucking sign that it is time to start tending to the resources around you. It's like cutting through the trees, cutting through the density of the trees, create clarity. Maybe you're not seeing the forest for the trees, or the trees for the forest. There's something about like a big shift in your perspective, and tools being given to you, information being given to you, so that you can start to recover from this upsetting situation, so that you can start to really spread your wings. So that I also feel like some of you are like frustrated. You've been putting in the fight. You've been just like going at it. You've been neglecting your self-worth, or neglecting your intuition, or neglecting your hunches. Some of you have been dealing with someone, or you yourself have been behaving in a very narcissistic or selfish way. There may be somebody that's just like an extreme taker. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't like saying narcissists, but this is the fucking daffodil, and the daffodil is narcissist, and he's sitting in water, and so there is some sort of like correlation to, I feel like you've been dealing with someone who displays narcissistic tendencies, or you. Also, some of you are like, oh, yep, absolutely right, she called it, he's a fucking narcissist. And I need you to know that everybody's a fucking mirror. And so in what way have you been showing up in some kind of in some kind of a narcissistic manner? The way that there's the narcissist and the empath, like there is a narcissistic level in empathy, and just like there is like this empathetic level in narcissism. Like it's black and white, they're the same thing. Like light and dark, they're the same thing. There's the opposite ends of the spectrum. And so how you display or express the narcissistic tendency, it may come out in a very empathetic way, you know, and you may just never see that about yourself. But people who don't struggle with like narcissistic tendencies don't attract narcissists. So I hate to like put it that way, or like call you out like that. I love you. Sorry. Hydrate, light it if you got it. But I just feel like the jig is up, and it's time to really be honest about like the divine's trying to give you a crown and you got a motherfucking bandage on your head. Like you've been in this place where you're just like having to like try to recover and heal from the way that you've like bumped your head, and the divine's like, yo, I've been trying to give you this fucking crown. Can you stop hurting yourself? Can you stop going to this same situation and doing the same thing and expecting different results? Can you stop doing this so I can give you your fucking crown? But you can't even wear the crown because it would ache. It would make your head hurt. It would be too heavy, because heavy is the head that wears the crown. And so there is something about like, I can't even put this crown on your head because you got a fucking bandage, because you don't want to fucking listen, you know? And so I feel like some of you, you're in a like a frustrating circles round and round, why you doing me so wrong, I just keep holding you down kind of situation. And I feel like you're bumping up against the truth at this point. Leo season is going to be bringing inescapable light. You will look at this motherfucking crown. The divine's like, hey, I'm trying to give you a crown. I'm trying to let you know early on, you're going to be seeing that there is another level for you to reach to. But just because you're not ready, whenever you're ready. And ain't the divine just beautiful like that? It's like whenever you're ready, this crown is here waiting for you. Whenever you're ready to, whenever you've healed and you've taken this bandage off, there is the next step is ending this cycle and what you've been pushing all this energy into and starting this journey to getting this crown that is just sitting there waiting for you. What's for you can't miss you. It's written. It is a sign. It's in your blood. It's in your DNA. It's in your fucking Akashic records. So just because you may be in a place where you're like, damn, I know I need to do better, and I know I should have been, you know, doing X, Y, Z, and I know I need to stop talking to that person. I know I need to love myself more. I know I need to expand. I know I want more. I know I deserve more. Some of you are really starting to like lean into like the fact that your standards are raising. You're starting to understand your standards are raising. And I just feel like you're tired of these people, like the start, stop, the initiatory. It's like something, like some of you are struggling to get things off the ground in love. And I feel like it's not for lack of offers, but I do feel like it has a lot to do with what you're telling yourself your story is. Last time I loved, this happened. Last time I trusted this person, this happened. Last time, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like your subconscious mind is attracting you to whatever your worthiness is set at. So if you're viewing yourself as, you know, the Queen of Swords, you will naturally feel worthy of being paired with the King of Swords, regardless of genitalia and all that shit. This is just like, it's energy. Stay with me. If you view yourself as the Empress, you naturally will feel worth the weight of your Emperor's rival. You know, you'll feel worthy of it. And so you don't mind being patient. And I just feel like there's something here where you're getting ready to be asked to learn patience. I also feel like with Temperance at the center of the reading, something upsetting has happened and you need to look at your vices. You need to look at your relationship to numbing versus recovery. Are you just soothing it versus like seeing it? You can't heal anything that you're not letting yourself feel, babe. And so there is definitely something here about recovery, addiction, moderation, escapism, your connection to your intuition, your connection to your emotions. Are you as tuned in as you could be? Are you as expansive as you could be? Have you broadened your horizons the way that you could? I feel like some of you, you've been so like used up and like so much of your energy has been siphoned by someone that just takes and takes and takes and siphons energy from you. And it's almost like, it just feels like someone's harvesting you for your energy. Someone just keeps you around because like they don't want to be lonely, or maybe you're doing this. And I'm just letting you know, you reap what you sow. You play stupid games, you'll win the stupidest of prizes. So fuck around with the consequences of your actions if you want to. But for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And with Temperance out at the center of the reading, I feel like it's time to get in flow. It's time to figure out what needs to be healed. What do you need to surrender to? There's some sort of an emotional pouring out. And I keep looking at this triangle on their chest and the pouring of the water that's close up. That's like by the solar plexus. And so there is something here about, I need to dive deeper into this, but there is something here. I feel like there's Sundays are good days. If there is something about like you got to choose a day of the week to do something, stick with Sunday during Leo season. I also feel like the triangle feels like the first shape. There's something about, what, 3 points where 2 lines me. Go listen to Tessellate. There's an Alt J version and there's an Ellie Goulding version. I like Ellie Goulding's version better, actually. Just for that song. Otherwise, I really can't stand her. Anyway, I do feel like in Leo season, let yourself travel, let yourself go to water, let yourself be in sunny places, let yourself be out in nature, in the garden. I feel like there's a lot of healing for you in making different decisions. Justice coming out really lets me know that some of you have been going fucking through it. Yeah, 9 of Swords reversed. Damn, 9 of Swords reversed, 3 of Swords reversed, and then the 9 of Pentacles, and then the motherfucking Sun card. I'm telling you, some of you, like, someone or something, maybe some company, some boss, somebody did a number on that ass, and you have really been, I think, running from the lessons that you're meant to extract from this darkness. And it's like some of you have been running back to this person, and it's like reopening the wound, reopening the wound. Some of you have been running back to something, and it's just like, I feel like also it's like you're running back to something, it's reopening the wound. Some of you, there is a wound that's keeping you from pursuing what's for you, keeping you, like, there's outdated, old, crusty, scabbed over pain that, like, is keeping you from pursuing people who are really good for you, good to you. I feel like it's keeping you from, like, living your life to the fullest and going for the gold in some sort of way. With Justice coming out, this lets me know this series of things, I feel like there's so much wisdom, insight. It's like, finally, babe, finally, Leo season is gonna give, there's inescapable light. You can't unsee. You won't be able to unsee the root of this, because what's coming in is like this Ace of Swords is some sort of blinding light, blinding truth. It will make you more masterful, and it will help you untether and cut the cords that need to be cut. It will help you break yourself free from the repressed pain, anger, disappointment, heartbreak that you're being asked to process. And you need to process this because there's data to extract from your darkness. I need to fucking copyright that. And that data is going to put you in a position where you fucking level up and you feel really comfortable, and the divine is going to show you what's going on with your level, your concept of sovereignty, and you standing up for yourself, and independence versus codependency. And I just feel like in some sort of way you've been wronged. It's like, let's call it what it is. For some of you, this is abuse. For some of you, this is, and it's funny because I feel like some of you, you're like, no, this isn't abusive. They're just going through a lot. And it's just like, no, this, like, if somebody is tampering with you and you're spending more time feeling confused or trying to figure things out longer than things feel good, I just feel like the balance is off and the balance is coming in to be restored in some sort of way. This tells me you've been wronged in some sort of way, and Justice is like, hey, I'm out. I got my eye on this situation. Let me handle it. Don't you seek revenge. Surrender your desire for getting your lick back, or trying to get, like, trying to, you know, get back at somebody. Ooh, what did I say? What did I say? Justice is the only one that can wield this fucking sword. And you may be, I feel like some sort of insight, aha moment, realization, some powerful truth, some shit comes through the grapevine. Maybe somebody else with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, specifically Libra placements. Maybe somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements tells you an important truth, or you hear something. And I just feel like you're tempted to slice, you're tempted to sever. And it's just like, all you need to do is take care of yourself, protect yourself. So that may be cutting a cord, but don't you dare put your hand to revenge. Don't you dare lift a finger in vengeance. I'm letting you know the divine is about to show up for that ass. And like the lick that the divine gets for you versus what you could get, incomparable. Lay it at the divine's feet. Allow them to surrender your injustices. It's like, go and allow yourself to like vent to the God of your understanding. Go build that conversation. You need to talk about it. You need to think about it. You need to write about it. Some of you there, it's like you have a story in you. You got a book in you for some of you. Sorry, this fucking light. I'm about to go turn that ring light off. There's something about, this is going to piss me off. There's something about clarity breaking through confusion. And and I feel like it's very sudden, and it's going to be like, aha, oh my God, I've been fighting this pointless war. And now I need time to fucking surrender and recover and allow myself to get in a peaceful, calm place so I can start trusting that the divine is going to do the warring for me. I don't need to fight every fucking battle. It's time to choose your battles more wisely. It's also time to understand cause and effect. I'm telling you, for some of you, if you've been the one who's doing fucked up stuff, you're gonna reap what you sow as well. Like, so if you've been, you know, lying and cheating and being, you know, or playing with people's heads or playing mind games and all this stuff, I'm just saying, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You play stupid games, you win stupid fucking prizes. When you could just be out here operating in divine honor and truth and watching how the simulation interacts with you differently. Final card, final message for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please excuse my nails. I'm expanding my business and painting, and I'm just refusing to get a new set and ruin new nails while I'm doing all this like reconstruction. I've been spackling and stuff. I'm getting really good. Like I recreated or put together a corner in my house. Like I rebuilt a corner of a wall. Anyway, final card, final message. I feel like you're getting crafty. You're getting more creative. Once you get out of this frustrating situation or get out, because something is restricting you, and it's restricting you in the realm of your physical, spiritual, or sexual energy. I feel like there's some sort of truth or aha moment that maybe someone has been siphoning your energy. Someone's a fucking energy vampire. Some of you, I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like for somebody, and I don't like to say this because I don't want to I don't like to plant fear in people's hearts, but I do feel like some of you may have been tampering or fucking around with people who like dabble in darker magic, and someone I feel like has been like feeding off of you, feeding off your energy. There's like energy vampire shit going on here. And I feel like you keep going back to it. You keep putting your hand to it, or you keep participating in some sort of way. And I feel like some part of you is very Interview with the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, really think like it's romantic, and it's just like, you ain't even got the fucking stamina to do this. Like this person will bleed you fucking dry and leave you for dead and be on to the next source that they can feed on. And I just feel like if there's something, it may be a job. It doesn't have to be a person, but it may be a job, and you've put this spell on yourself that I need this job and this has to work out and this job is my supply, when God is your supply. The divine, the universe is your supply. The God of your understanding makes a way where you don't see a way. And so it's like, get out of this like lack or scarcity mentality where you're needing everything to make sense. It's so funny that I'm saying this for Gemini, because shout out Rev Fam till I motherfucking die. Amber Khan, one of my favorite humans. It's a quote that I'll never forget her. I'll never forget. She probably has no recollection on it. It was like a fucking live that she did, but she's a Gemini, and Geminis you're the sign of I think. Gemini is very cerebral, but that's just one aspect of you. There's a whole other twin that's deeply spiritual, deeply in tune, that's deeply philosophical. Anyway, and so there's something about, in Gemini, there's the ability to really merge the masculine and the femininity. There's an ability to be someone that easily accesses their logic and their intuition before they make a decision. But anyway, what I was saying is that Amber Khan said this quote: I often wonder what my life would look like if I needed things to make sense before I did them. Y'all, that quote changed my life because there's just so much fucking faith in it. And I was just like, oh my God, somebody said it. Somebody found the words for it. And there's just something about, like, because I feel like I've been just the way I said it is riding on faith. Like, I just been like riding on faith my entire life. And the ride has been fucking dope, I'm telling you. And so there's something about being done looking for the need for everything to make sense and for the pieces and the puzzles. What the fuck is your body telling you? What is your gut saying? What is your core telling you? That is all. Period. That is the only observation that you need to make. Are you familiarized enough with your spirit to trust it? To trust the sensation of it? Have you built that relationship so that when the divine says go left, you don't hesitate to go left because you spent time with that voice and you know that it's not your ego or your fear or your inner child or your insecurity? There's something about, like, final card, final message for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023. I just feel like there's something about getting to the point where you remember you're a fucking spirit and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat, not your logic. And this and what's funny is because we see the sword and we think logic. And I'm like, no, this is like a cosmic sword. This is divine instructions. You shut up, you say less, you observe more, you get quiet, you stop distracting yourself, you stop keeping yourself with all this busy work and telling yourself there's all these things that you have to do when you're really just running from yourself and running from your spirit and running from your intuition. You shut the fuck up and sit down and you fucking talk to God and watch you get the order of operations. Watch you like get very clear signs, very clear instructions on how to mend your broken heart, how to mend some of your broken thoughts, your what you feel like maybe your broken mind. Your mind is not broken, it's bending. And for some of you, something did need to break so it could break you open and so that you could allow yourself to receive. So there could be this flowing, this like cleaning out the contents of your life, cleaning out the contents of your heart, cleaning out the contents of your belief system so that you can really tend to like, what the fuck am I carrying around? What are these beliefs? What are these like ideas about myself? And you getting really clear about what, it's like there's some sort of inventory. And you do that inventory, you really focus on soothing, you focus on recovery. And I feel like you start to make different decisions. You start to trust in God and God starts to trust in you and really shows up. And there's this balance, this equalizing kind of force that happens. I feel like there are big decisions to make and you need to stop making these decisions from this solely logical place and only looking at the facts. I feel like it's time to look at the facts. The writing is on the walls. Stop ignoring these red flags. Stop ignoring what your intuition is trying to tell you. Stop and stare. Stop and stare. There's just like, pay the fuck attention. Like, get off autopilot and tune the fuck in so that you can get instructed on where to harness this energy, where to go, what to stop doing. Some of you, it's like you've got to stop having sex with this person, or you've got to stop like having these conversations with someone who isn't consistent, someone who's here for a good time, not a long time, or someone who's, they show up when it's very convenient for them. And I say a lot of them, but flip it. It may be you. You may be the one who's displaying this behavior. Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus. And I just feel like there's some sort of like, stop. And the divine's like, there could be some sort of divine reprimanding or, but I do feel like with justice coming out and the ways that you've been wronged, things are about to be made right. I feel like things go in your favor, especially if there's some sort of a legal situation, balance, like it will be fair. There is something about like fairness, but I feel like the cosmic realm of justice is being referred to here, and there is something about trusting in that, and it's not going to be on your motherfucking time. Final card, final message. Y'all have, this is the longest reading so far, like the first one. Wow. Bottom of the deck right now is the moon. So if you do your part to understand that all the secrets, the lies, the suspicion, the things that feel off, the spidey senses you've been ignoring, there are definite, unmistakable signs that are coming in. There is some sort, ooh, underneath the fucking moon. This is plunge material, so I love you. Is judgment. Justice is the deliberation, judgment is the verdict. And I feel like what goes up must come down. The like people who need to be punished absolutely like get what's coming to them. So you don't need to seek out vengeance. Clarity is coming in. But what came out, final card, final message, is the 8 of Swords reverse. And I'm telling you, it's, look at this. Blindfold on, blindfold off. There is some sort of like, you are breaking free from all this restriction. You're breaking free from this linear thinking. It's just inaccurate. It's just out of date. I feel like you're looking at everything black and white when you're getting to the point where you're about to be asked to navigate the gray, to be able to learn to understand the gray. And so there's restriction in your physical, spiritual, sexual energy that is going to be released. Because with the last card was the 6 of Wands. That's public success and recognition. That's you moving forward. That's harmony. That's victory. You get harmony over something that has just really kept you bound. Someone that maybe kept you bound. An idea, a concept, a belief about yourself that really kept you bound. And I just feel like you're breaking free from old cycles. You're breaking free from the old ways of thinking. So the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Wands. And this is about ending whatever was siphoning energy from you, ending whatever has been or a source of frustration, taking the time to recover, to evaluate your participation, to evaluate your mistakes, to evaluate the things that you ignored, so that you can start making better decisions, and so that you can learn from being in this state. You actually get to learn something. You know, there's something about like you get the ability to break yourself free. And once you choose freedom, the divine is like, finally, okay, here we go. Let's like release the crown. The crown can be released. They're ready to receive it. They're ready to go from a fucking bandage to adorning themselves with a wreath, celebrating themselves, to finally feeling worthy of wearing the crown. I'll see you over on Patreon. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.